Let's talk about the top 10 worst niches in terms of RPM. Does it mean you can make money off those niches? No. It just means that in terms of what YouTube pays per 1,000 views, what you actually get paid in those niches are just not as much in comparison to other niches. So in terms of RPM, those are the worst paying niches, right? So it doesn't mean that you should not do those niches, just that you just know that, hey, when I'm investing my time in this niche, well, this is what I should expect. And all niches make money, just that some niches just make more money. And yeah, I also have learned this the hard way. So I'm sharing this with you guys because I wish I had known some of these infos early on when I started like 10 years ago or even more than 10 years ago. But I learned this the hard way. Back then, there weren't such videos like this one, giving me insights. Now, you can guess, they're all gonna be probably in the entertainment niche. Yes, they're gonna be in the entertainment niche. That's the niche that, I unfortunately fell into in the beginning. I had many choices and I had many interests, and I mistakenly fell into the entertainment niche, not because the other choices were just difficult, just because I started with fitness, which is a very good niche, a good money niche. And after a couple of months, I was like, nah, not performing well enough. I switched to nutrition. Nah, not performing well enough. I switched to fashion. Nah, too much cash spending on clothing. Nah, I switched to making movies. Good movies, actually, very good movies. And I was always thinking the grass is greener on the other side. That was just stupid of me. When I switched to movies, I then simply was a bit more disciplined and I stuck with it. And it worked out. Just that nowadays I understand, had I just done the same thing, which means just stay disciplined with fitness, I would have been very successful as well and made a lot more cash because it's a money niche. Now, talking of like the worst channels in terms of RPM, we have, I would even start with my history, which is entertainment in the movie niche, like comedy and just films. They had a RPM of $3 to $5. They still have, $3 to $5. Sometimes they go up in the months of December and November, but overall, I would say $3 to $5 is what you can expect on a regular basis, which is low, very low. But now, let's start from low to high, all right? Now we have tray cams, $4 RPM. Next we have riddle videos, right? Expect a $4 RPM. RPM is actually what you get in your account, CPM is what you get overall on that video. Let's say your video has a $8 CPM. That is what you get from the ads that are being paid on your channel, right? Then you have to pay YouTube its cut. YouTube takes its cut from that, $8. And what is left is yours, and that is RPM. So if YouTube takes, for instance, let's say $4, right? And you are left with $4. You have a $4 RPM. That's why we should only focus on RPM, because that is actually what you get. Now we have viral quizzes, $4 RPM. Next we have dinosaurs, $4 RPM. And after we have scary stories, $4 RPM, or even scary pranks, $4 RPM. We have 360 videos, $4 RPM. We have wild animals, $5 RPM. Well, I mean dinosaurs, wild animals, whatever animal you want to put in there, $5 RPM, $4 RPM. That's where you're at. And we also have ASMR. You know, that's one of those niches I couldn't understand that it was actually a thing. But yes, humans are diverse, which means there is no topic that if you do it long enough, you wouldn't have a fan base big enough. That just goes to show that any topic that you could talk of, or any topic that you could think of, has probably worldwide a certain fan base. I mean, 8 billion plus people, well, you only need about a couple of those to have a big audience. So ASMR is a thing, $5 RPM. And you have ship and boats, $5 RPM. Although, if done smart, you could transform this into a higher RPM. When you start talking more of numbers, you know, of like, you know, booking $1,000 ship or $1 million ship. I don't know. Like when you put some numbers in your titles and it becomes more like kind of like a finance angle of whatever you are talking about, well, you don't have like, you know, a high RPM, but just say ship and boats, $5 RPM. YouTube drama, like I said, you know, comedy, whatever that falls in that niche, short movies, they could be funny, they could be dramatic, whatever. Movies, right? $5 RPM. Could be sometimes lower though, like, you know, like what I'm talking about, what I've seen in my channel was mostly like $3 to $5 RPM. So it could be lower. And also depending on your country. Countries also play a big role, like, you know, the USA, you pretty much have the best numbers in any niche, but in other countries, it could be even like a lot worse, right? So bear that in mind. But I'm pretty much talking for the numbers in the US. Now we have next ocean. Ocean videos, $5 RPM. Space videos, $5 RPM. Lucid dreaming, $5 RPM. Man, that one is a scary niche to me. Like, you know, I once was watching videos about lucid dreaming, and people were talking about, yeah, I would go out there and do some training, experience things while I'm sleeping. And I was like, sounds cool in a sense. Like they are living like a double life in a sense. But then I started like looking into the techniques to do lucid dreaming. And one night I was actually starting to be successful a little bit in terms of the steps on how to lucid dream. And I was like, hold on, my G. What if? What if your soul just get taken away? Why are you doing this bullshit? that what if alone made me simply back off, like back the fuck down and sleep. Man, nah. Lucid dreaming is something, like it's crazy. You guys that do lucid dreaming, you guys are fucking interesting, and you have like a lot of balls like to do that. I couldn't, like, nah. And I also like, you know, hey, if I can be dreaming and doing stuff, what's the point of me even sleeping? Like, come on. When do I get to rest? And also, I would even feel sad if I was to be experiencing things in my dream, just to wake up and it's gone. You know, like if I imagine someone like lucid dreaming and living in a mansion or something, just better you wake up, you work hard and build that mansion here. You know, I'd rather have that one than the lucid one. Anyways, let's move on. You talk about lucid dreaming, $5 on your ass. Now, next one we have scary stuff, you know, scary films, whatever, also $5. I mean, entertainment is literally like, you know, the worst, literally. Let me give you some bonus topics too when it comes to entertainment. You have, for instance, viral stories, $5, you know. Paper airplanes, $5. Airplanes, real ones, $6. Archaeology, $6. Comics, $6. Rap news. Yeah, you know, rap news is also something that I see a lot sometimes because, hey, rappers be doing things and you can always spin something around their life. So, hey, $6. Then you have things like gaming, $6. Although when it comes to gaming though, I find it to be quite a good niche. I'm gonna tell you why. Gaming, you could just like, you know, be filming from your home. You could be streaming right on Twitch or on YouTube. And then that stream alone is already like, you know, in itself a niche. Then you then cut those videos into interesting sections. So one stream alone could give you like, you know, maybe 10 videos, which you upload separately. So setup, very easy. And you need only yourself in your room. So convenience, wow. 10 out of 10 convenience, literally. So just to show you that just because they are in this list of, you know, low CPM niches, the worst niches in terms of RPM, sorry, low RPM niches, that doesn't mean that you can't make good money if you do it right, you know. Some people are better off just doing their niche, even if it's a low RPM niche, just because they have like maybe some experience in that niche, or they have a unique advantage in terms of knowledge in that niche. Or maybe you happen to be a kid that is in a family that owns a big trampoline business. Well, you can do the jumpings and whatnot. That's a unique advantage to you in that niche. So just saying, like, you know, just because it's low RPM doesn't mean, hey, you should avoid at all costs. Just means you should just know what to expect in terms of revenue, right? I have a friend, like, he has his own soccer room, an entire room, private to him. And he loves soccer, he plays soccer in that room. Like, imagine him, like, you know, trying to entertain. That would be a unique advantage, right? So, and in the end, entertainment sometimes is also a bit more fun. Yeah, it's a bit more fun. So if fun is also something that is high on your list, and not so much the money, because money in everything, well, you should just entertain and do what you feel is right for you. But those that need money, that want money, that feel like money is definitely like my main goal when making videos, look into your interest and check which one of your interests falls into the money niche, into the money category, and do that. Okay, so we even have more, but I'm gonna talk about that in another video. Now, if you want to really grow on YouTube and turn your YouTube into a really good business, right? I have an entire 1 hour long video, which is a full free YouTube coaching, which I think I could even like charge $10 easily for that. Just that, you know, I want to help you, I want you to win. I'm rooting for you, so it's free. It's literally free. You're gonna learn how to transform your YouTube business into a real business. and even earn money from day one. Not have to wait till you get like the 4,000 watch hours, $1,000 subscribers. Nah. There's a better way, and also with the best strategies to actually help you succeed. And I even think that when you apply all those things right, it's actually not crazy to think that you could actually start, at least growing seriously after 6 months of consistent, work. At least the approach you're gonna be having from that video is like the difference between someone starting with no knowledge at all and a genius. You're gonna be like a pro, but more of a genius after watching that full YouTube free training. That's the difference. The one guy is just there in the car, just driving without, without Google Maps, right? And with the full video, with the full training program, you're gonna be driving with the map, with a clear destination. It's gonna be, therefore, it's self-explanatory, right? Link is in the description, and link is in or it's probably somewhere around here, like, in the end screens. So have a nice day, guys. Take care. Now you know what niches to maybe avoid if you actually want to make some money from get-go, and the ones you just watch, avoid them. Now watch the full video. Take care.